Ask yourself how many times you've been at this place before, where you feel like you're constantly having to put up a fight, constantly having to put out a fire, the fire that you did not start. And then ask yourself how many times that you have been saved over and over, how many times you've experienced the miracles of the divine over and over. Ask yourself how many times that you've witnessed the grace of God over and over, and how many times you were able to restart all over. No matter how many times you've thought that this was your last straw, no matter how many times you thought you couldn't go on anymore, think about how you did not give up, and think about what type of blessings came your way as a result of you believing in yourself and believing in something bigger than yourself. It's easy to choose to give up. It's easy to turn into someone that you're not. It's easy to lose sight of yourself, especially when everything around you attacks you, makes you feel less, makes you feel like you should give up, makes you feel like fighting for something, fighting for your truth and standing on your values is the wrong thing to do. It's easy to want to give up. It's easy to shut yourself out from the world and becoming one with the dark. It's easy to do that. But think about the magic and the power of transmutation that you have seen for yourself. What have you been able to create because you didn't give up? What type of new beginnings have you been able to experience for yourself because you didn't give up? These are the right questions to be asking, especially when you're losing sight of yourself. When you're deep into your fight, when you're deep in your intense emotions, where you want to resist all these things that are happening to you at this time, it's going to be almost impossible to see the bigger picture. But you have to have the strength in your mind to remember and remind yourself, because the world is not going to remind you, but remind yourself by taking a step back from all of this and by having a conversation with the divine, by meditating into a space where you're safe, where there's nothing but a light. You're standing in front of a force that is greater than all of us. You are activating something that is bigger than your own ego and sight, and that is you standing on the divine plan that was given to you, that is shown to you. You are not always going to have a logical understanding of what is happening. And this is why faith is critical during times like this. You trusting the process, you trusting in something that's bigger than yourself, and continuing to increase your communion with the divine, increasing your faith and increasing your prayers, and trusting yourself, having that conversation with yourself. Because to have a conversation with yourself and to have a relationship with yourself is to have a relationship with the divine. But the difference between you having a conversation with your ego is your ego will swallow you into the darkness. Your ego will make you lose sight of the bigger picture because you're only focused on what you feel at this time. But when you're putting your faith into something bigger than your ego, and when you're having a conversation with the divine, you receive this strength, this patience, this resilience that you cannot possess on your own. So increase your prayers, expand the space in your heart, and do not close that heart no matter what, no matter how much it hurts. It is difficult to live with your heart fully open in this society filled with evil and deception, but you still being fully activated in your heart. This is a blessing. You are part of the blessings. It's up to you to continue this journey. It's up to you to be a part of this blessing, a part of this light for the collective.